Kisaragi Station. This incident was documented in real time on Japan's 2-channel platform under a thread titled "Post Strange Occurrences Which Have Happened to You." 2-channel is a public forum where people can log in either anonymously or using a screen name. I've done some research and I've been unable to verify the authenticity of this, but it doesn't seem to have been created by a creepypasta. What I have here is the Anglicization, the English translation of the original thread, which I've dropped a link in the description, and I've also dropped a link to the original message board in Japanese. As you can see, the OP, the original poster, is highlighted in purple, and I'm just going to go through and go over the incident. You can look further into it yourself by clicking the link I've dropped in the description and decide for yourself. So the OP logs in and says, "Maybe it's only my imagination, but can I say something?" Sure, go ahead, what's happening? I've been on a private railroad train, but something is wrong. The train is the one I always use, but for the past 20 minutes it hasn't stopped at any stations. Usually it stops every 5 minutes or every 7 or 8 minutes at longest, but it hasn't stopped at all. There are 5 other passengers in my car, but everyone is sleeping. She says, "Maybe you are right. I might have gotten on a wrong train. I'll wait and see for a bit longer. If I notice some other strange things, I'll post again. Why don't you go to the car at the end of the train and see the conductor?" She says it's showing no sign of stopping yet, so I'll go have a look. There was a blind drawn over the window and I couldn't see any conductor or operator. The line is a Shizuoka private line. I knocked on the window, but there was no response. Can't you see something from the windows, like the names of the stations it's gone past? It's slowed down since it's come out of the tunnel. Usually there are no tunnels along the line. It's a train from Shin Hamamatsu. It's stopping. I think it's a station. You are not getting off, are you? The train is now stopping at Kisaragi Station. Should I get off? I've never seen or heard of this station before. The OP, who's now changed her name to Hasumi, says, "I've got off. I see no one in the station. I think I caught the 11:40 train." A user that calls herself Machida Bodyguards says, "I've searched for Kisaragi Station on the web, but nothing has come up. But Hasumi's train was running nonstop for over an hour. No results for Kisaragi Station." Hasumi says, "I want to get back to the station I've originally come from, but I can't find a timetable. The train is still stopping, so maybe I should get back on it again. Oh, but the train left as I was writing this. Are there any other buildings near which might have some people inside? It's cold out there, so take care." She says, "I'll go outside the station and try to pick up a taxi. Thank you very much." "You better do that. Take care." What with the last train gone and an empty station, I think you'll have a hard time finding a taxi. And Hasumi became a resident of the 2-dimensional world. I'm not sure what that means. Hasumi says, "Not only are there no taxis, there is nothing around the station. What now? Find a station staff or go to the nearest police box. Call 110. I suppose that's, I don't know if that's a public information or if that's kind of like 911. I'm not sure what 110 is. Call a taxi company. You have no choice now but to go to K. If there's a telephone box near you, find a taxi company in the yellow pages and call." Hasumi says, "I called my parents and asked them to come pick me up, but they also have no idea where Kisaragi Station is. They said they'll look it up on the map first and then come find me, but I'm getting scared now. What's happened to the others? Are you the only one who got off?" I also searched on the net but found no stations by the name of Kisaragi. You're certain that you're around Shin Hamamatsu, right? I'll try searching on Yahoo. Asumi says, I tried to find a payphone, but I can't find it. The others didn't get off, so I'm all on my own. There's no mistake about the station's name being Kisaragi. Sometimes a payphone can be found on the outer edge of the station. Are you a game freak? I Googled it and it came up with games. Why don't you get out of the station and see what happens? I searched a bit and find out you could write Oni and pronounce it Kisaragi. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. Post the names of the stations before and after Kisaragi Station. You must be able to see them. Oni Station? That's so creepy. Again, I'm not sure what that's alluding to. I don't know if that's something in Japanese culture that maybe I don't understand. Azumi says, what games? There are no signboards showing the stations before or after this. Surely there are some houses around the station. Azumi says, yes, that didn't come to my mind before because I've been too panicky. I'll start walking along the track while I wait for my parents to call me. I checked my location, iMode's town information just now, but all it showed was point something error. I really want to go home. Troll or no, I'm determined to tackle this seriously until we find a solution. She says, there's really nothing around the station. All I can see are some grassland and mountains. But I guess I'll be able to go home if I keep walking along the tracks, so I'll do that. Thank you very much. I don't mind if you think this is a troll, but can I consult you again if I have some problems? Sure, just be careful. Okay, moving on to page 2 there. Asumi says, my dad just called me and we exchanged some questions and answers, but we still can't figure out where I am, so he said I should call 110. I'm still reluctant, but we'll call him now to ask for help. I think it might be easier if you wait until it's light to start acting on something. Would you be able to just stay still and wait if you were all by yourself in the middle of the night in a strange, abnormal place? Would you be able to go into a tunnel if you were all by yourself in the middle of the night in a strange, abnormal place? Well, then what would you be able to keep walking in the cold in a strange place like that? Hasumi says, I called 110 and explained my situation as much as I could, but they got angry thinking I was playing a prank, and I got scared and ended up apologizing to them. Why apologize to them? There's nothing further you can do for today. Just wait for the first train to come. Hasumi says, I can hear some sort of drum beats mixed with some sounds of bells coming from a distance, and I honestly don't know what to do anymore. What is it like around the station? What do you see? You may think I'm lying, but I'm just too scared to look back. I want to go back to the station, but can't turn around. Run. Don't even think about turning around. You can't go back to the station anymore, sweetie. If you do, you'll get spirited away. Just run to the tunnel. It should be nearer than you think. Hasumi says, someone shouts at me from behind and say, hey, don't walk on the tracks, it's dangerous. I turn around thinking it might be a station staff and see this old man with only one leg standing about 10 meters from me, but then he disappears. I'm far too scared to move anymore. She says, can't walk or run, sounds of drum beats getting closer. Hasumi says, still here. I'm bleeding now from a wound I got when I tripped over something and also have a broken heel. I don't want to die yet. Called my home. Dad says he'll call the police, but the sounds are getting closer and closer. Hope that sound is not the sound of a train approaching. Well, maybe it's too late now. Just arrived in front of the tunnel. The name is Asuniki. As the sounds are getting quite close now, I'll muster the courage to go into the tunnel. If Hasumi manages to walk out of the tunnel, we'll post again. Managed to go through the tunnel. I see someone standing not very far from me. I think I made a right choice in following your advice. Thank you very much. My face is ruined because of crying too much. I think I could be mistaken for a ghost. Hasumi says, sorry to have made you worry. The person turns out to be a very nice guy, and he offered me a ride to the nearest station. He says there's something like a business hotel around there. Everyone, thank you so much. Hasumi, I have a question I want you to answer. Where are you? Can you ask the nice guy the name of the place you are in? I asked him where I was, and he says it's Hina, but I think it's just plain impossible. We've been heading towards the mountains. Can't imagine there's a place to park a car there. He stopped to talk to me. Assuming you are in real danger, have you already called your parents and told them you've come out of the tunnel and you are now sort of safe? She says, battery low, things taking a weird turn. I think I'm going to try escape when there's a chance. For some time now, he's been muttering some incoherent words to himself. Just in case something happens to me, I'll make this my last post for now. The end. It says after this, they had a few more posts claiming to be from Hasumi, but apparently they all turned out to be fake. So this is the end. Hasumi didn't appear ever again.